So we're just working along this edge here, and Dad's just hooked up to a nice little flatty.
Here he comes now.
Here he comes. It's on the Balista Juggernaut. Just get in there. Hi, I'm Ben Job. This is my dad Brad, and we're just out here today at the Jumping Pin, testing out a few new lures by Balista. This is the Juggernaut 65, and we've also tried out another one called a Trigger. The Balista's a new lure out. They have a flashing LED light down in the tail there, which is activated by water. And we're just trying them out on a few flatties up here, and like this one. Yeah, so we're just going to try along some of the banks along here and see if we can pick a couple up, and we'll see how we go.
Okay, here we go. Let's just let this guy go. There he goes. Beautiful.
So the area we're fishing here, this is Jumping Pin Bar, and we're just working along the edge here. We're just chucking the new Balista Juggernaut into the edge, so we're just fishing along the edge of these snags here, and it's about 4 or 5 feet in there, and it drops out down here to about 20. So these fish, as the first push of the clean water comes in from the ocean, as it pushes up onto the shallow there, the fish also move up there. So we're just targeting those fish on the edge now.
It's hooked up on one here. So I just cast out there, and then I was just hopping this lure back down on the slope as it's coming off into the deeper water. And this is one of the pauses as I was just letting it sink. He just doinked it, and it's a nice feeling when you just load up and feel that weight there.
This is one of the lures we've been using today. This is the Balista Juggernaut 65. I'll show you how we've been using them. So here we've got a nice little edge along here, got a bit of coffee rock with a bit of a drop off. So I'll just cast it in there nice and close. Let it sink to the bottom. You fish it fairly similarly to a plastic. So just once it's on the bottom, just a couple of jigs and let it sink back down. Couple of jigs. Let it sink back down and just work it back to the boat. Don't let it sit on the bottom for too long, as you've probably got more chance of it getting snagged. And then just repeat that process.
We found that fishing for flathead over the last 20 odd years, that October is a good time of the year. The fish seem to spawn around September, October. We always get a good bite leading up to the full moon. And then on the full moon, the bigger fish go off the bite when they spawn. But fishing any time from about August through to November is probably prime time for flatties in this area. But we target our bigger fish in September, October.
When it comes to trolling using the Trigger, I keep trying to keep the boat in at about 5 to 7 feet. That seems to be optimum working depth for the Trigger. And probably the most important part of trolling is using your sounder. We've got one on as we speak.
I'm just using a rod built on a St. Croix blank here. It's about 6'3" long, and you can see it's just got a reasonably light tip, so it just cushions it when the fish wants to run. You can feel the action here, using 6-pound braid, and I've got a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader. Here we come now. Oh yeah, it's just a nice little flatty, hooked in the top of the head. Just having a look at the Trigger. He was just checking out the light, I think. Oh, still got a bit of go in him. Comes in, we just swim him into the net. Beautiful.
So we're just working our way along this bank here. It's a nice little drop off from about 2 foot and drops down to about 5. That's just a nice depth to troll at when you're looking for flatties. Particularly this trigger lure, that seems to be a nice depth for it. So the whole time when we're working along here, I'm just watching the sounder the whole time, and I'm driving the boat for the lure all the time. So I'm always zigging and zagging to try and find that depth. Now we had the lure back about probably 20 or so metres, and we've got 2 lures out, so we stagger the depth, stagger the distance back. So one's about 20 and one's maybe about 30. And yeah, just work all the way along this edge, just looking for any signs of bait or anything like that, and just proving the goods.
Okay, let's let her go. There he goes. Safe and sound, let's go and get another one. Yep. Oh yeah, nice one.
We're just trolling along this little edge here with the new Balista trigger. Got about 5 foot of water. Dad's just got not a bad fish on actually. Ooh. Bit of weight there.
It's good with these rods. It's got a nice bend in them, so just a nice cushioning action when the fish wants to run. And slowly back.
It's important to take your time around the boat too, especially when you've got a nice fish on like this. Nice fish.
Oh, not quite ready. Oh yeah, nice fish.
Good sized platy. The new Balista trigger goes pretty good. Well done. Yeah, so we've just been trolling along this little bank here at the northern end of the jumping pin, and just working the drop off. It's about 5 foot, going up to about 2 foot, and just the start of the run in tide. Just trolling the little trigger along here. This is a purple and gold one, and straight onto a nice fish. It's probably 74 centimetres, something like that. And yeah, the trigger's definitely got the tick of approval in my books, that's for sure.
I think we only trolled about 10 metres.
Yeah,
It was straight on. Beautiful. As you can see, this big girl, she's full of eggs. This is our breeding stock for our flatties next year. So it's good to look after them, support them, and let them go to fight another day. Okay, let's let this big girl go. Let's pop her in the water. Get a bit of water going through her gills. Just... Oh look, she's kicking. There she goes. Beautiful. Nice fish, let's go and get another one.